Hello, hello, Josie here. Are you ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay, here we go. So, one thing about God's chosen children, is we are not going to be liked by everybody. We're not. You know, we have experienced, a lot of us throughout our lives, periods, and these situations may have been manipulated by other individuals that are close to us. I know I had to deal with this, but a lot of times, this is also the demons within these people that we come across, that have an issue or a problem with us because they see our spirit, they see our light. And that light is irritating to them, irritating to their demons, irritating to their insecurities, irritating to whatever their plan and plot is in this devil's playground that we're in. And so they will turn against us. And if you're one of God's children, you have experiences where you've had friends or so-called friends that you're on good terms with, you haven't done anything negative against, you haven't, hurt, negatively affected them in any way, but all of a sudden they turn on you. All of a sudden they have some kind of attitude, they're angry at you, they are trying to, belittle you, talk down to you, so on and so forth, and you're like, what's going on here? Where did this come from? Well, we irritated their demon, or their demons. We irritated whatever insecurities they may have about themselves, because they're looking at us and they're low-key jealous. They're hating. But what attracted them to us is the same thing that is irritating them, that is bothering them. But they're still attracted to us. So it's this love-hate kind of mentality. And that doesn't work with us, with God's children, God's chosen children. It doesn't work with us. You want to be back and forth, you want to be love hate. We don't need that. We'll just leave you alone. But the problem that they have is that they can't leave us alone. They have to, they want to, they need to be around us, but then they don't want to be around us. They want to be attached to us, but then they don't want to be attached to us. They want to love us, but then they want to hate us. It's this constant push and pull with them. So a lot of us, what we end up doing is we end up being alone. We don't have friends. We don't even have people that we really associate with. A lot of the times it's going to be people that we see in environments that we go to on a somewhat regular basis. And even in those situations, we have to be cautious and careful. Because even people within, let's say, for instance, gas stations. We go to a specific particular gas station on a regular basis, and we're dealing with certain individuals that work at this gas station. They could start out liking us. We get along, conversate, how are you doing, how's your day going, so on and so forth. And next thing you know, they have some kind of attitude. They're being pissy with us, or they're being short, or they're being rude or whatever. And we're kind of like, okay, we understand what it is. We see what it is. So we're able to just really dismiss it. So I'm going to give you, in short, I'm going to give you some tips and or suggestions on how to handle these types of individuals. And God just, he spoke to my heart while I was at a specific place that I usually go to get an item, just to get a refill. And this is what God just let me know. Whatever problem that these individuals have, it has nothing to do with us, although they want to make it about us. The truth of the matter is, we are attractive. We are attractive. And when other people feel like they are not attractive, or they want to make us feel small or less than, they want to subject us to some kind of mistreatment to bring us down a notch or two because they think that we're too high up, and we are. We are high up in the eyes of God. We're God's chosen children. We're put here, we are brought here for a reason and a purpose. And there are people that want to disturb that purpose. There are people that want to actually do what we are being called to do on behalf of God, but they have not been appointed by God to do it. So yes, we are in a higher position, a higher status. What are usually people in a higher position, higher status? What is usually their behavior out in the world, in the devil's playground? They have an arrogant attitude. They're rude. They're cocky. They're short. They want what they want when they want it, and they want it now. And anybody else around them, they have this attitude of they're not as important as they are. That's the extreme. That's the devil's playground. That's being on the devil's team. That's that kind of arrogance. But on God's team, God's chosen children, we don't have that kind of arrogance. You see, people are trying to make us out to be arrogant, negative, toxic, bullies. These are things that we are not. And they know that we're not these things. But they want to categorize us as being that way so that they can feel justified in how they treat us. But God let me know that what they think, how they feel, is their problem. It has nothing to do with me, and it has nothing to do with you. We are to carry ourselves in light and love in this world because there is way too much hate, way too much negativity. And these are individuals that are wanting to pull us into that hate and negativity that is within them, that is not within us. So if they can try to make us feel less than, if they can try to hurt our feelings, if they can try to subject us to some kind of hate or judgment or ridicule, they're going to try. But trust and believe, whatever they try, it will not work. And if other people believe the lies that they are telling, let them believe it. They will have a come to Jesus moment in their life. And they will wish that they had someone in their life, like us, to be a friend, to listen, to bring that love and that light that they are lacking within them, because they are going to outside individuals, other individuals in the devil's playground, devil's minions, that have no love and light in them. They have no compassion. And they're going to look for those of us that have that within us. But here's the kicker. For the lives that we were in, the so-called friendships that we had with other individuals, but they were soured because of their hate towards us, unjustified, or their jealousy, or their insecurities. We were in their lives, and they did not respect us. They did not show us that same love that we showed to them. They showed us hate and negativity and judgment and covert hatred as well too. So a lot of these people, we were in their lives for a long period of time, and they were covertly behind our backs hating us and talking down about us and setting us up for attacks. When we realized finally what was going on, a lot of us years later, we distanced ourselves. And these people had access to us, our love and our light, without us knowing what they were doing behind the scenes. So when we finally found out, when God showed us and let us know what was actually going on, and we distanced ourselves from these people, they lost what they were gaining off of us, what they were siphoning from us, what they were using us for. They lost that. And they never got it back. See, these are people, when they realize what they've lost, they will go out and try to find somebody else that has the same energy and love and light that we carry, and they will not find it. They will always come up short. that was a sign right there. They won't find the light. They'll go and try to turn it on with other individuals and it won't work. When they lose us, they lose access. And whatever people have done against us, they will have to deal with the consequences of doing so. If that's a glare, if that's an evil eye, if that's a negative look or a negative tone, anything that is negative that is projected towards God chosen, it is not only rejected, but God sees and he returns in consequence his vengeance and his wrath. Be careful how you treat God's chosen children that he has called to this world, because I'm going to put it straight up right now. When God asked us to come back to this 3D reality, I'm sure if we have been here before, we probably did not want to come back, but we only did because God asked us to, because he needed us to. He had a task for us to do. And we said, we will do it. We answered the call. And even now, a lot of us are still answering the call, even though we really don't want to. We don't want to be out in this society with all this evil and hate. But God he has a place for us. He has a place for us in this world where we will live not only safely, but in joy and peace. Not only in our environment, but within. And that's what a lot of people are jealous and envious of. They don't have that. And they don't want us to have it. But we're going to have it regardless of what they say or what they do. We're guaranteed it. Because we answered the call. And we have abided by what God has asked of us to do. No matter who has tried to deter us off of that path. I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all have a blessed evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. Also, if you want to sow, if God has called you to sow a seed unto me, to bless me, you can do so through Cash App. It is $, Josie, Josie, J-L, Walker, W-A-L-K-E-R, and that is Cash App. Or you can Zelle me at walkerjosielee@gmail.com. All right? I thank you in advance. God bless. Bye.